Hello again, everyone. I'm Bruce Beck. Welcome to a Slice of Knightlife. It's great to be reunited with the head coach of the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, Greg Schiano. Hey, it's good to talk to you virtually, but better to see you in person.
Same goes, Bruce. Always great to see you.
Spring practice, something you didn't have last year, you will this year. What does that mean to the program?
Well, it's very important, really, and I don't think most people understand how significant spring practice is, because it's an opportunity. You practice, then you have a day off, and you watch some of the tape, and you continue to lift and train and get ready for the season. But our young players get a lot of work. Last year everybody was a young player. Now we actually have some guys that understand us, have experience, understand our schemes. So now can they pass that down to the younger players? Can they pass the way we work down to our younger players? Oftentimes tradition is confused with a song or some kind of ritual where you touch something. Real tradition is when your older players pass down what our program's all about to your younger players. And we're starting to build our own tradition again, or continue our tradition, so to speak.
You had 17 members of the 2021 recruiting class, the signing class, here in January. Has that been a plus?
It is. When you can have your guys, it's kind of become the trend in college football now, that most kids are starting mid-year. And to be able to get them here, get them acclimated, and then to have that extra spring practice. So they've been with Coach Butler training all spring, all winter, and now they get a chance to go play the game and learn our schemes, our techniques, really while they're high school seniors, right? I mean, that's what it amounts to. So I've always had mixed emotions because I know how much fun that last semester of senior year is. But so many of these guys, I was a 1AA player that didn't have much aspirations after college. These guys, we're recruiting future NFL players, and this is a way to get a head start and to improve as a player.
You won 3 Big Ten road games. You had 14 players recognized by the Big Ten Conference last year.
As you said, we won 3 games, which is very disappointing to us. But relative to what's been happening around here, I think it's encouraging. But our expectation is to win the Big Ten Conference, right? You're playing in the conference, your expectation is to win the trophy. Is it realistic to say we would have done that in the first year? No. But we can never lose sight that that's the only acceptable result for our program. Will be steps along the way, but that is the goal. And ultimately, when you win the Big Ten championship, you have an opportunity to go win the national championship, because ultimately that's our goal here at Rutgers, to win the national championship, to be the best. If you're going to do something, go be the best.
Offensively, you averaged 26.7 points per ball game. That was the 4th most improved in the nation. And Beau Melton had a heck of a year. He was electrifying. What could he do for an encore?
Well, you're right. I mean, offensively, we made huge improvements. Sean Gleason and the offensive staff, I thought, did a tremendous job. Beau Melton really grew up as a player. I coached Beau's dad. Now, I was a graduate assistant, so to say I coached him. I drove him around in a van to class. But, he's such a great football player, but more importantly, he's such a great young man. And when your best players are your hardest workers and they're your best cultural ambassadors, that's when you got something. So I'm just thrilled that Beau came back. I'm really excited to see what he can do year 2 in this system, with everybody else also being in year 2, because Beau is an electrifying player.
Olakunle Fatukasi, what a defensive player he was for you a year ago. He led you in tackles. He led the entire Big Ten in tackles. How does he get even better?
I was very impressed by your being able to say that so freely, Bruce, that you must have practiced that
I did, a number of times.
03 is what he goes by. 03 is a tremendous football player. He led the Big Ten in tackles. Really smart, really tough, and very good athlete. And excited the fact that he came back as well. But he really, when he wasn't well, at the end of the year, the last game, the second part of the Maryland game, and then the last game of the season against Nebraska, he was injured. He wasn't well and couldn't play. And the little bit he did play, he wasn't effective. That really, to me, showed how important he is to our defensive unit. He covers up a lot of people's mistakes just because of the type of player he is. So it's great to have him back, and I'll tell you, he's had a tremendous offseason.
We'll have more with head football coach Greg Schiano on a Slice of Knightlife in a moment.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Your defense had 19 turnovers and 21 sacks. How do they continue to be consistent as a group is the question.
Well, the first thing you said, that the takeaways, we call them takeaways, right? Turnovers somebody gives you. I don't think anybody gives you anything, right? You got to go take that ball. We were 5th in the country in takeaways. Now, I think we were probably 126th out of 130 teams a year before. That's an incredible improvement. And my hat's off to Rob Smith and the defensive staff. I mean, they emphasize it, they practice it, and then to see it happen on the game tape, that's validation. We call it video validation. We can talk about, preach about, scream about anything you want, but when you go put the tape on and there it is, now guys, that's where you get true buy-in.
Special teams has always been a Schiano mantra, so to speak. You've always preached the importance of it. And Aaron Cruikshank was a guy who lit up the field twice for touchdowns on kickoff returns. You were among the best in the nation in that department. How does it get better even this year?
Well, I think special teams, without a doubt, was our strong suit. And my hat's off to Adam Shire, our special teams coordinator, and his staff. They did an incredible job in all 6 phases. They really did. But when you look at, as you mentioned, AC, Aaron Cruikshank, he is a special returner. This guy has a knack, a feel, whatever you want to call it, and he's electrifying. I mean, he's fast as there is out there in the Big Ten Conference, and he gets a crease, he's gone. But you look at our punt team. I think our punter is, in my opinion, one of the best 3 in America, right? So Adam Korsak, the things he did, and when you look at our net punt yardage, what we did in that team, really special.
What is your message to Rutgers Nation as we start to embark on the spring before the 2021 campaign?
Well, get ready, and we need you. It's 2-part. Get ready. This is going to be a fun team to follow, a fun program to follow. You're going to be proud of the way the guys carry themselves on and off the field, right? But we need that. We need that home field advantage. And I remember in my first stint here how important that home field advantage was in so many big games. Rutgers fans are the best fans in America. They are loyal. They have fought through a lot of ups and downs. And I give them my word, we're going to have a lot of ups, but we need them to get that. We need to build or rebuild that feeling in that stadium, because you know what, when recruits come and sit there, they look around and they say, yeah, this is real. I don't want them to ever come in and say, this doesn't feel like some of the other places. It's got to feel like the best in the Big Ten. It doesn't matter if you got 110,000 or you get 55,000. It does not matter, because when that place is rocking back there, it's as loud as any place I've ever coached. That night at Louisville, there's never been a noisier, louder environment than that night. So we need to get back to that. That's got to be our goal. And we got a much bigger stadium now than we did then, Bruce.
And it starts September 4th against Temple. You have 6 home games overall at SHI Stadium. Do you embrace the challenge of this schedule?
Well, I do. I love our schedule because I love the Big Ten Conference. I love being in the old Big East, but we belong in the Big Ten. That's our academic counterparts. That's who we align with. Big state land-grant institutions, AAU institutions, right, which, really puts us at an elite level academically. And to compete with like-minded schools, I think it's unbelievable. We got 9 conference games. No other, I don't know if any other conference does it, but the one that I worry about, the SEC, they don't do it, right? We do it. We play 9 conference games every year. And then we have 3 out-of-conference games. So I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, but we got a lot of work to do. And as I tell our players, don't ever wish away time, right? That's the most valuable commodity we have, so let's take advantage of every second we have between now and the beginning of the season.
Greg Schiano, in his 2nd year, in his 2nd tour of duty on the banks of the old Raritan. You've got the same enthusiasm you had years ago, Coach.
Why, are you saying I'm getting old, Bruce? What
No,
are you driving
I
at
think
now,
you're still
buddy?
youthful, and it's great to spend some time with you in person. It really is. Best of luck to the Scarlet Knights.
Thank you, Bruce. You're a good friend.
You got it. For Greg Schiano, I'm Bruce Beck. This is a Slice of Nightlife.